action.
I didn't crash. Hey, it's working. Okay.
We have ignition of the special shoes.
Slick shoes?
Special shoes.
Okay. All right. So everyone knows where we left off last week. You all managed to convince the fairies to give everything back that they'd taken, which more or less they have. All affected roommates are back. Your comic books are back.
You're not even getting a ruffle.
You actually wound up after the night, that particular night was over. You woke up and it was the day before.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got to wonder who left all the backhoe tracks around.
Yep. Well, you all remember everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But for everyone else involved, pretty much nothing happened. There is some wonder about what caused the damage, because that they did not seem to be able to reverse that.
Otherwise, I'm loving the plausible deniability.
Pretty much.
Yep.
You had nothing to do with it. You were asleep the whole time.
Well, hopefully you went to class at some point, but...
Yeah.
Now, for Catnip, basically, they took him. He will be training with them for a year and a day, as far as they're concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as he's concerned, however, he won't see the mortal realm again for 300 years.
Oopsie.
However, in his place, because they only have a limited amount of bunk beds, let's say, they kicked out Charles, who you all see wandering the streets for a couple days. Looks just like Catnip, who you guys remember, but you also know Catnip's not coming back anytime soon. But he's just walking up and down the street, looking around, marveling at stopping and staring at cars, running in terror from them when they start up.
But why didn't they tell us they were putting a fake Catnip back in to take care of him?
They must have just overlooked that detail.
They're mercurial like that. It's much more fun to watch him try to get along on his own. So basically, it's effectively the same day.
Mm-hmm.
I keep wanting to call you Bert, John. John goes to his classes. You have bio today, 101. And with your new instructor, well, he's not new. You've had him for a while. You get a kick out of the guy. He seems to really...
Is anybody hearing Brian twice? I've got a really weird delayed echo going.
Do you?
I've only got the one.
Maybe I'm coming through someone's speakers. Because I'm not getting it.
What the heck?
Do you have the microphone muted on ordinary extraordinary recording?
Yes, I do. In fact, the microphone is hardware turned off on that one.
Hmm.
Did I just lose everybody?
No.
Nope, I'm still here. I hear you, and I hear you.
Okay, I closed all my other windows. Okay, good.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, the echo's gone now. Whew.
Alright.
Yay!
Must have been my fault.
John, you really like this teacher. He really, really, really enjoys his job. He'll be up there giving descriptions of basic biological functions and how life works, and he just gets this look on his face. He even sing-songs some of it as he goes along. But today,
I'm a little leery of anyone who's that enthusiastic about biological functions.
Yeah, if they're singing their teaching syllabus, that's a little creepy.
Well, he's just really, really loves his work. He's almost manic about it. He's tall, not painfully skinny.
Considering the trouble we had recently with Professor Evil, yeah, that's a warning sign.
Okay. The thing is that today your bee sting is acting up.
Now,
and it's turning into a bit of a headache. You didn't notice it before class, but you have today. Anyway, today's topic is genetic engineering, and it's just a general.
okay. I still see you, Brian.
Yep. For some reason, I got kicked out of the Hangout on the other one again. Fun times.
Yeah.
That's actually the second time it's done that. It did that before. Anyway, one of those will disappear in a little bit.
Okay.
So, where was I? Okay, is just a basic general overview of genetic engineering and how it's really helping in today's society. Like how most of the insulin that have been engineered to produce the insulin. And he
That's
just
a little creepy.
That's actually the way it works.
I know, but that's still a little creepy. I didn't know it did that.
Yeah.
And let's not get into the goat silk.
Right. And he goes on to talk about E. coli and how most it's actually really, really common in the human body. It's part of the natural flora. There's just specific strains of it that make people sick. And lab E. coli that's been bred for lab use is really weaker than even the stuff that's in your gut. It can't. It's been basically overbred to the point where it can't produce biofilms that would protect it from like antibiotics or anything like that. They're very, very weak strains. So, there's no harm in them. People hear E. coli, they think, oh my gosh, people are puking up everywhere, and out the other end as well. So this is his, and he's just talking about them like they're his little buddies, his little itty bitty beastie buddies. His name is Professor Lebdenstone.
Professor Leppenstone, Lepin,
Leben, Leben, Stone.
Leben,
Stone.
Stone.
Okay.
Dr. Lovestone.
No. Close, but no. And he's actually from Germany. He's been living in the States for a few decades. He still has a bit of an accent, but it only really comes out when he gets really, really excited about things. And when he gets really, really excited, he'll occasionally substitute a German word for the English word. Most of the time, you don't notice they're cognitive.
While he's singing?
Huh? Sometimes while he's
I
singing.
said, was he doing this while singing?
Sometimes.
I would fail his class.
Sometimes while singing, yes. When he gets really excited about things. So that's it. You're trying to pay attention, John, but your head is killing you. And that's about it. Class gets over. You leave. As soon as you get away from the building, your head feels so much better.
Aye.
Now,
That's not good.
as you come out of the building, rubbing your head, and the Can you all see the brand nifty new map?
Ooh, not yet.
Okay,
Going there now.
I don't know.
it's
let
on
me-
Tabletop Forge.
Going there now.
Okay.
Come on up, baby.
I've updated the map, both of them actually, and they're both up on the website if you want to see them and download them.
Okay.
And that goes for anyone who happens to be watching, if anyone is. Um,
Tabletop Forge just failed to load for me.
oh dear.
Going to the website.
I also dropped it into Google Docs if you want to pull it up from there. Into the
Mine's
Google
thinking
Docs
about it
app.
still.
So you can pull it up there as well.
So what's the difference between the two maps?
One map is the map of the town, and the other is the map of the college.
With the Cooper Park crater. All right.
Yep. And on the map of the college, I also went through and I labeled all the numbered buildings, so it's a lot less
Okay.
painful.
Mysterious.
Yeah, and I don't just have to call out numbers, and I can actually remember everything now, in theory.
Okay, I've got the old version of the map. Do you mean you put the names on the map, or that just the names are down by the bottom?
He has
of the
he has
names
a
are down
legend
by
in
the
the bottom left.
Okay, yeah, I've got the legend. All right, cool. I got
Okay.
the new one then.
Yeah, they weren't there before. Okay, so your bio class is in Franklin Hall, which is number 40. Which,
Hey, there it is.
whoa.
What?
Okay, who's moving the map around?
Oh, I am.
Stop it. I had it locked.
Oh. How did it unlock?
Oh, and now it's unhighlighted. Oh, that's much easier to read now.
I didn't do that.
Okay. So yeah, you're it's the big one over to the right. Well, left. Yeah, left.
Yeah.
Charles, you found this amazing place called 7-Eleven. They have food. And it's the most marvelous food. And it comes in these amazing little packages that crinkle. The guy who works there, you don't have any problems. You go in and talk to him, and while he's looking another way, you have no problem picking up whatever you want to eat and walking out. His eyes seem a little glazed, like he's under some kind of spell. You're not sure exactly what one, but he smells a little bit of herbs.
Fantastic.
So
Alright,
you grab some stuff and you walk back out, heading back in the general direction of the park where you were spit out from. And you generally try and hang out in the park on the off chance that the fairies may take pity on you and take you back in. But you're walking down College Avenue, and you see this one guy walk out onto the sidewalk, and he's kind of rubbing his head. And John, that's you.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay. Next semester, I'm not making science my major.
and Charles, you remember what I told you about your ability, right?
I can project or perceive emotions with music.
Project.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what you perform, the person will feel.
Alright, I start a little bit of lunchtime theater, and I start playing a happy song.
Okay.
On my, I don't know, harp or something.
Let's say mandolin.
Oh, okay.
It's a little more portable than a harp.
Actually, there are small harps.
Yeah, but not one that gets good enough sound.
Oh, okay.
As far as you're concerned.
Okay.
For a really good one, you need the big standing. You used to have one. John, you hear this little bit of music coming off of this. Well, he looks like that looks like catnip. And you feel a lot better.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Jane, you're on shift, and
Alrighty.
Dr. Lebenstone comes in, and he's a little familiar. You recognize him. The scary thing is he recognizes you. He always does. He even calls you by name.
I would be highly suspicious of this person.
You are, but he's very infectious in his good-naturedness. And in fact, most of the time you fail to notice that he notices you until after the fact, after he's walked away.
Oh, that's really not good.
Well,
there's not much I can do about it, though, I guess.
Not really. He comes in and asks if his copies of Geneticist Quarterly have come in. He orders them specifically through the library.
Oh, well, that's nice.
And that's basically all he wants to know. You go and check, and yeah, they're in. So you can get them to him and give them to him.
Okay.
And he says, "Have you seen that they're having a karaoke night at the Drafty Kilt for Halloween this year?"
The Drafty Kilt?
I'm not sure I would be particularly interested in that.
Oh, you should come
being
down.
able to sing.
It's always a marvelous time, and you don't have to sing if you don't want to. You can watch everyone else make an ass out of themselves. That's what I always do. And he's turning out Irish again. What the hell?
Yeah, that sounds like a lot more fun.
He's like, perhaps you'd like to join me. And it's
well,
about,
sure, that sounds like fun, as long as there's a mandatory singing.
No. And it's about 2 weeks out. You're about 2 weeks from Halloween at this point. So he gives you the heads up on that. And then he's like, okay.
Did I have any other plans for Halloween, or?
Not really.
Okay.
Mostly you just wanted to keep your head down the way things have been going around here, but you know, maybe the distraction doesn't seem like too bad of an idea. And he's not too bad looking. I mean,
Yeah, it's got nothing else to do. It is fun to people watch.
Yep. Schadenfreude is a wonderful thing.
Well, does he own any books I want?
He's checked out quite a few more arcane biology texts, genetic manipulation, that kind of thing.
Arcane biology text.
In this game, that's the oxymoron it
there's plenty of
sounds
arcane
like.
biology to be out there.
It's some stuff on synthetic biology and really cutting edge stuff that and even some
Leading
of it
edge, as it were.
Yeah, and some of it that's actually really old too.
Oh, anything with cryptozoology or the Chimera creations, I'm all for. Always keeps an eye out for new stuff that's popping up.
Well,
yeah, sure.
Okay.
I have no problems hanging with somebody I might be able to steal from later.
Okay. Now, Hicks, this semester you decided to take an anatomy class to help you with your drawing.
All right, makes sense.
For your comics and whatnot. Today is the big dissection.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually going to be working with a rat. You're doing rat dissection, which is a little unusual, but not too bad. They're good sized rats, and it's better than dissecting a cat,
Of course, yes.
which a lot of labs. A lot of classrooms do, but it's a bit of a tradition at the school to actually do rats for some reason. No one knows why. It's just that's what they have always ordered. Your instructor for anatomy is actually Dr. Levinstone, and he's passing out everyone's rat. He gets them from the back room of this particular set of labs. It's actually a lab, a lab prep area where it's actually off limits to students, where they keep all the refrigerators and all the stock, basically. It's the same in the chemistry labs. They have all the chemicals locked away in there. Same here. They have all the biological samples. And there's actually a bit of a lab set up back here so that some stuff can be prepped. And actually, some of the instructors do their research here as well. So he goes back and he comes out and he hands you the rat that's on the top of the stack. It's already in its dissection pan. It's already tied down. They're really holding hands for everyone because it is just a 101 class. They're not going to make you tie the rat down yourself. Now,
so it's alive or it's dead?
No. It's dead. It's dissection.
It's dead. Okay.
Not vivisection. That would just be cruel.
All right.
Yeah, that would just be a little too creepy even for this school.
Give it time.
So it appears to be dead. The way it's tied down to the dissection pan. Now I don't know if all of you remember your bio, but the dissection pan is basically a metal pan with a bit of wax in the bottom for you to pin flaps of skin and stuff down into the wax. The rat is basically its hands and feet are tied with little bits of twine that are wrapped around. It's one set of twine for each, and it's kind of wrapped underneath the pan to give you access to the thorax area. Thoracic. Thorax is in insects. Anyway.
Maybe these are very special rats.
So he hands you the one on top. You and your lab partner, kind of fiddle around with it a little bit. And then he finishes passing them out. You look at yours. Its eyes are closed, and it's just,
It looks so peaceful.
Yeah, except that it is a little wet with the formaldehyde preservative.
Taking a real good look at the hands of the rat. I studied the differences between the human hand and the rat hand.
5 little fingers on the end of the paw there. It actually looks a lot simpler to draw than a human hand. But you make notes, and he goes up to the front, and he pulls up this big presentation on the projection screen that shows you basically what you need to do to get started. Basically, and it's up to you or your lab partner who wants to make the first incision.
Oh, my
Your
lab
rat,
partner.
a how-to guide.
I let my lab partner do the first cut.
Okay. All right. Your lab partner leans down and takes a scalpel in his hand and presses it into the sternum of the rat. And just as he breaks the skin, the rat's eyes fly open. And they're glowing blue. The
Okay,
rat.
Run away! Run away!
I fall off my chair, I guess.
Okay. You fall down past the level of the
Table.
lab table, so you can't actually see what's going on, but you hear the rat kind of scream and struggle a little bit. Then you hear the pan kind of hit the tabletop and wobble, and then basically everyone just starts going nuts, freaking out. The rat scurries off of the table, jumps on you, actually. Jumps off the table onto you. So now you smell like the preservative.
Dead.
And it
Formerly dead.
It still has the string between its paws, but it starts scampering off towards the door. The door is propped open.
Okay.
Because of the smell of the preservative. They have fans going, but they keep the door open just to make sure everything airs out and no one's dying. The rat scurries out the door.
Something's going to get out. Yeah.
And down the hall.
Yeah.
The professor runs out. God damn it! It did it again.
Come back, Fritzy. Oh.
Did it again.
No, not that.
No.
Sorry. The
Hangout recorder crashed.
That's funny. In fact, I'll leave that in. He's like, "Oh no, not again," and he runs out into the hall. And after it, and yeah, you're left there stunned on the floor.
Okay, I crawl up and look around at the other rats. How many of the rats have taken?
None of the others are moving. Some of them have already been cut open.
Okay. After all the stuff I experienced with the fairies, I can't let it slide. I have to follow Dr. Levenstone. I have to follow him.
Okay. You run out into the hall after him, and he's running down the stairs down at the end of the hall. It seems that the stairways are propped open due to fire code.
Phew. Okay, I'm sure I can catch up with him. I follow him down.
Yep, no problem. You have no trouble catching up with him. Well, a little bit, because he's a little wiry and he's got long legs, so he's moving. But you're not too far behind him. He seems to have an eye on the rat. Basically, you run down the stairs and after him, and just as he almost has the rat cornered by the doors, someone opens the door to come into the building. And the rat runs outside.
And
into the bushes.
Into the underbrush, okay.
Yep.
All right.
And he's
so
like, damn it!
How could that happen? I ask.
I'm not sure. Goddamn Irish again. What the hell?
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
He's like, he says, honestly, I do not know. It may have something to do with some of the experiments I've been running, but I don't really see how. Did you see anything about it before it leapt up?
Well, it was wet from all the formaldehyde.
That's normal.
That's normal, so it can't be alive, right?
It shouldn't be. He's like, I really don't understand.
It had this icy kind of glare in its eyes, I think.
What do you mean icy?
Well, for a moment there, I had the impression it was very cold looking with its eyes.
Cold?
Cold,
well,
yes.
Probably kept in a refrigerator.
Well, there's that.
Like,
They were actually glowing blue.
yes.
Not
yes.
so much cold, but
Yeah, but I don't say blue. I say
Okay.
cold.
Okay.
Like ice.
I don't know. That's very disturbing with your accent.
Okay, yes, okay.
It's giving me painful flashbacks to bad movies. The broadcast has locked up.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. So he's like, I really don't understand. Come with me.
Okay.
And he takes you back inside, and first he goes to the classroom, and he tells everyone to calm down, that everything's okay, and to go ahead and get back to work. There must have been some mixed up with the samples, and that just everyone else should be fine. Just follow the instructions.
Once in a while, a lively one slips in. It's nothing to worry about.
You're so much better at this than I am, David. Along those lines, yeah. Very chipper about the whole thing, even though he clearly seems to be slightly worried. He just kind of brushes it off as nothing, and then he waves you into the back room.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you shouldn't be back here, but this is where I got them from, and he shows you it's actually a kind of a lower storage shelf. There's actually a bucket there that has other preserved samples in them, and they actually sell the specimens in 5-gallon buckets.
Bucket of dead rats, yay!
Yeah, pretty much.
Days your friends.
And he takes them, and but the lid is very, very tight on them. He's like, the lab assistants took out the certain number of rats needed for the class, put them in the pans, and then loaded the pans here next to, and it's a wire rack shelf. And right next to where the bucket is stored, there was an empty space where you assume the pans were.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on this wire rack, yours would have been on the top. He's like, I'm not sure exactly what could have happened, but this is where they were kept, and they were all dead specimens. There were none that were alive.
So what is directly above the place where they were stored?
Just a series of cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
You open the cabinets, and it's just storage for other items. Next to it is the counter. There doesn't seem to be anything on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's
I'm looking for some jars or other things with signs on them, like biohazard signs, or
you actually see a lot of those, but they're all various chemicals used in biology. You're assuming, you're not too sure. I mean, it's not really your specialty or anything. But it doesn't appear that anything is overly out of place. There's a small aquarium, and when I say small, I mean roughly this big, with a glass lid, and it's pushed back against the wall on the counter. It's just labeled specimen, but there's nothing inside of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What does the professor do?
He just looks all around. Let's see, where did I put your characters? Right here. Go ahead and give me a comic book aficionado roll.
Okay. Wow, this is 17. 17.
Okay. Yeah,
Wow.
Spicy.
you notice that he seems to be avoiding looking at that aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
He looks everywhere except there, and he seems to be going out of his way not to call your attention to that. You've read enough comics to know when someone's being
evasive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's like, I would appreciate it, and it would be beneficial to your grade if you did not discuss this with anyone.
Well, I understand, but I think we have to catch this rat, right? It could be.
I'm going to do whatever I can.
Yeah, it could be a hazard for a sanitarian hazard, right? There could be anything in this rat.
Yep. I will.
Yeah,
do
sanitation hazard. That's the ticket.
I will do everything that within my power to catch it and track it down.
Yeah. Can I help?
You already know about it. I will let you know.
Okay.
If I need any help, I will come to you.
Yeah, I'll be glad to help.
Okay. Let me. He says okay, and he escorts you. He gets another rat out of the bucket, puts it in another tray.
While he does that, I'm taking quite a look at this aquarium, trying not to be caught at it.
Okay. You manage to sneak a few glances at it. It is very clearly labeled specimen, and underneath it in smaller letters, E. coli K12 specimen. In fact, you then notice that it has a light. It's actually lit on the inside. It doesn't appear that light is on right now, but there is a light inside the aquarium.
Okay.
But you don't. You notice that there seems to be a small gap in the lid of it. It doesn't look like it's sealed all the way.
Okay, I think that makes sense because of the light. So when the light heats up, so that it doesn't overheat inside, I guess.
And you just other than that, you don't see anything. It looks like there might be some smudges inside of it, but there's no object inside it.
Okay.
He hands you your new specimen and escorts you back out to the class.
All right. So okay, I go back to my lab partner and try to try to see that he's not too upset about it.
He says, "I'm not cutting it this time. It's all you, buddy."
All right. I'll try it this time.
Okay. You cut into it. There's no reaction of any kind. It's a dead rat.
Okay. I was pretty sure about that. So. Okay. So I'll finish this class. But I'm not really too focused on this on this rat now. I'm always thinking about these eyes, and I'm making a small note of this E. coli K12.
Okay.
So I don't forget it.
Okay.
I know someone at the library. Maybe I can ask her later. I hope I find her. I'm not so sure about how she looked.
Yeah, you think you know what she looked like, but you couldn't really pick her out of a crowd.
Yeah, I'll try.
So, okay. Backing up a little bit, John, like I said, you felt a lot better after hearing just that little bit of music.
Okay. Maybe at that point I'll take off and get back to some of my old tricks.
Well, you see that looks like Catnip, and you haven't seen him since the Faeries took him.
Okay.
Suspicious Catnip is suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
With salamis and bags of chips around me.
Yes.
Okay, considering what I know about him, that's not terribly surprising. Still, remembering what he was doing last time I saw him, yeah, I'll approach.
Okay.
Dude, back so soon?
I've been gone a while. I don't know.
Yeah, a year and a day passes quick, I guess.
No, I've been gone longer than a year and a day.
This may look like Catnip, but it doesn't sound like it. His accent sounds like it's English, for one, and he wasn't before, so it's like he got hit on the head or something and he's suddenly British.
What
Okay.
date is it?
Hmm?
What date is it?
October 13th, I believe.
The year.
Oh. 2000...
It's 11. It's 2000.
2011.
Good God, they could have warned me.
A lot of that going around, it seems.
Oh,
Yeah. We had a guy, I guess made a... I don't know what kind of deal you made, but he made a deal for some power from them, and you're apparently his replacement.
brilliant. Just brilliant. How am I expected to do that?
Well, you already look like him.
I what?
Well, you look like the guy that disappeared just recently.
I love how nonchalantly John is taking all the fairies and everything.
Well, good on him then for being so attractive.
Some things haven't changed that much, apparently. That is a big can of coffee. If that's coffee.
No, it's tea, actually.
Oh, okay. Still, big can.
I don't suppose you can show me around. I'm a bit, out of touch. I'm 15 years late. I mean, 1,500 years late, rather.
1,500 years late?
Not.
That would put you at the tail. That would put you near the tail end of the Holy Roman. No, the Roman Empire. Not even the Holy Roman Empire.
No, it was the late 1600s when you were.
Okay.
So it was early Renaissance-ish. Mid to late. Yeah.
Mid to late Renaissance?
Yeah. But he sounds like he's from Britain.
Yeah.
And he's an artsy type and not so good with numbers.
Not bad with music, though.
Yeah, and he's got this little mandolin on him. Catnip, wouldn't have had that.
Yeah. Okay, well.
But you do know that Catnip's room was just down the hall from yours.
Mm-hmm.
So you've at least got a place for him to stay.
Right. Provided the tuition keeps coming in. So if we can reissue him a student ID or something, that would probably get him in there. A few classes during the day to sort of reacclimate you, I guess.
You can always check his room.
Yeah, let's try that.
What was that you're muttering to yourself?
Hmm?
So what was that you were just muttering to yourself?
I think we can find you a place to stay.
Oh, good.
Remember that guy you look like? He doesn't need his room anymore.
I assume you know something about the fairies, and that means he's with them.
Yeah, the Queen thumped me. Yeah.
Pardon, about what company?
I said the Queen thumped me.
She had.
Yeah. Right here, and this afternoon it just started acting up.
In fact, you get a little twinge when you're a little close to him.
Okay, hang on.
Yep, every time you move
Yeah.
in closer. It's not nowhere near as painful as it was in your bio class. It's just more of a almost a strum.
Yeah. Leaves me a problem.
You don't seem well.
Well, it varies depending on how close I am to you. I wonder what else sets it off, because there was another building around here that was really going off something.
All right. I want to check one of my skills. Can I use Changeling Bard, since it's kind of Changeling and Bard, to detect why he's allergic to me and why he might be allergic to another?
He seems to have been touched by the Fae. That's pretty much all you can. He has that aura about him, and if he has been.
Oh, I have an aura now. Oh.
If he's been thumping with the Queen of the Faeries, there's no telling.
No, just thumped once.
So this is a curse?
You're not sure. With fairies, a curse and a blessing are two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
I suppose the Queen may have endowed you. I use that term because there's really no knowing with them.
Yeah.
Whether it's a good thing or not. So you say I'm mentioning personal.
Well, you're kind of set up that way. Let's see if I can get you in.
Okay.
And so I will take him.
Tell me more about this strange place.
Oh, it's a college. It is a place of learning. Although it's got, well, that's the problem. It may well be.
It would be fantastic.
Yeah. Well, there was the whole Fae popping up thing, and now there's something else going on, apparently.
Ah, right.
Well, let's see. I have no idea yet. First, let's get you settled.
Okay.
This involves a trip to Building 9.
Bushy Hall.
Bushy Hall. Where have I met? Where did I meet him? Where did I meet our new catnip?
You met him. He was sitting on the curb in the parking lot right next to Building 40.
Oh, down there.
Yep, he was sitting there snarfing down some food. It looks like it came from the 7-Eleven. Yes, I'm here. It looks like I said, it looks like it came from the 7-Eleven, and he was just sitting there and snacking and strumming on the mandolin.
Good news is you may well be grandfathered into the meal plan for the college. The bad news is that may mean you're grandfathered into the meal plan for the college.
Yep.
The name of the mess hall is Bartlett Hall, but everyone calls it
Barfley Hall. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Becoming a grandfather?
You may very well be. You were very popular with the ladies before you were taken.
Woohoo! Anyway, we get him to Bushy Hall.
Mm-hmm.
I wave my pass. Say, Catnip, I think, left his in the room. We're going to check.
They don't care. It's not after hours.
Okay. But I'll take him up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Elevator might be a bad idea, yeah.
On second thought, it gets him acclimated.
Okay.
Is this a place of royalty?
No, it's a place of students. Quite the opposite, then.
But it looks like a keep or a fortress.
It is kind of. Wait till after hours.
Then it turns into a brothel.
Charles, he takes you into this. These doors open on their own, and he takes you into this very tiny room.
It's okay.
Like a closet.
Here's the trick. Don't freak.
You are blessed by the Fae. You can
No. It's electrical stuff. Hang on. This room moves, and I press a button.
What?
And the doors close.
Like I said, don't freak. This room moves.
Yeah, the doors close, and the room rises. You can feel extra weight on you.
It's a cable connected to the top. It's connected to a motor.
A motor?
A motor. Mm-hmm.
Just tell him it's a meal.
Which means nothing.
There's a moat of running water turning a wheel?
It's like a little box that acts like a mechanical horse, but it only does one thing, or does it in one or two directions.
A box-shaped horse that lifts rooms?
No, it's not shaped like a horse. It just does the work.
And the doors open.
Onto another floor.
Yep.
You ever wonder where else has gone?
Now, your room was this way. No, hang on. No, we haven't. No, that stuff's not gone. Hang on. Let's take you over to a window. We're only up about 3 or 4 stories now.
Yeah.
There's probably a little lobby outside the elevator where there's a window, and we can look down at the sidewalk where we came in.
Are we in one of the Fae's stories?
No, where else we're in Bushy Hall.
Oh, is that where we are?
Yeah.
You're in a bush.
Just like Underhill.
So you drag him by one hand as he's looking at every little thing. He sees the whiteboards and all these fantastical little pictures that are drawn on them on
This red thermos on the wall with a hose.
That is a fire extinguisher. Let's hope you never need that.
You drag him down to his room.
Mm-hmm.
And open the door.
Yep. Oh, it opens. Cool.
Yeah, it opens. It was actually cracked a little bit.
Oh, good.
It wasn't even closed all the way.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I need to break into places, they're locked, but...
And it's trashed.
Everyone's been through his stuff, huh?
No. It just looks like he was really messy.
Oh, okay.
Very long.
Yeah, your predecessor wasn't the best housekeeper, I guess. Well, hey, neither am I.
Ah, well, how do I summon one of the royal maids to clean up?
Well, there are no royal maids. Like I said, we're not royalty. We're students. Actually, half of them are proud to live like this.
Well, last I knew, only royals were students. Or mostly.
No, education is a bit more prevalent these days.
Oh, what a marvel.
It's kind of assumed that as part of a functioning society, the more people know, the better off society is. Except that trend seems to be reversing these days. Haven't figured that out yet.
Back then, but that was why it was not publicly shared.
These days, a lot of information is publicly shared. I'll show you the internet later.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So there are no longer kings warring, I imagine?
They go by other names these days. I can tell you all about... Actually, I can tell you all about it since I took a history major.
Yeah. The footlocker is open, but it doesn't appear to be
Occupied?
gutted. Everything, I mean, the false top is still on it.
Okay, let's pull some stuff off of there and have a look.
You pull everything off, and
Little magic mushrooms.
you recognize them as a spiritual enhancer.
Yeah, don't tell campus security about these.
Oh, you have the mushroom of the cult of Nimrod, I believe.
That's one way of putting it, I guess.
The Nimrodians.
Like I said,
They're all yours now.
yeah, actually, Nimrod was originally the name of a wise man.
Wow.
History did not
That's
remember
fallen
him
a
well.
long ways.
History did not remember him well.
So he, you look around the room, and it's a bit messy. Stuff's thrown everywhere.
Yeah.
The other bunk is empty, and it doesn't look like the chaos has made it over there.
What is this
Okay.
strange thing?
What? Which?
I'm pointing to the thermostat. I just don't have words to describe it.
Okay. That is a thermostat.
And it's actually in a locked box.
A locked plastic box, most likely.
Yep.
Thermostat?
Thermostat. It's what they use to regulate the temperatures of the rooms. So if it's really hot out there or really cold out there, the room is kept at approximately the same temperature.
That's a really small hearth.
There's no place for wood or anything. Is this an enchanted box?
No, it's electric.
Boogie
More of
woogie
your
woogie.
magic.
Well, they keep it locked so we don't work our magic on it. That's the thing.
Oh.
So what you do is you hang a little electric blanket underneath it, and during the summer you get the room cooler that way.
That's cheating, but that's
Magic
awesome.
blankets?
I wish I had thought of that.
Yeah.
Wow. Magic hearths, magic blankets, magic rooms.
No, a lot of this stuff isn't magic. That's kind of the point. There was a time, I guess, when there was magic all about, and that went away.
And then they did the
Now,
hokey pokey.
And then an English professor decided to try to bring some of it back. Now it's coming back, but not quite right.
And this time it's personal.
When last I left, there was no magic. Just a lot of Christians going around chopping people's heads off, worrying about it. But when I was with the Fae, they had much magic.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't get many beheadings these days.
Of what?
No, you don't get many beheadings these days. There's
At least
that.
in these parts.
Okay.
Good, good.
Looking around, you managed to find his.
Wallet and student ID.
Yep, everything he'll need to pass.
Well, that remains to be seen.
On
But
paper.
in the meantime, yeah. But in the meantime, he has a wallet and. I think the most important thing for him right now is the meal plan card.
Yep.
Because that's how he's going to get food from the cafeteria.
I pick up some of his more colorful shirts that are strewn on the floor, and I say,
Mhm.
"Oh, was this fellow a bard in a court?"
I have no idea what his major was.
Is that how you say profession?
Well, a major is what you're studying in school. It can vary. I know mine has.
Charles, some of this stuff looks like a jester's motley.
Yes. Does it fit?
Yeah.
Yes, it all fits perfectly. Of course, you should probably take your doublet off first.
My doublet?
Yes.
What's that?
It's a Renaissance-style vest. It's basically what they wore over their shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, if you're going to start changing your clothes, I'll leave you to it.
No. I'm not going to put on another man's clothes.
Hey, you're going to start smelling kind of funky if you just wear yours all the time.
Give me a Sweats the Small Stuff roll.
11.
Yeah, he already does.
Yeah, you got a bit of funk about you already. Now, do the rooms individual student rooms have private baths, or...?
They're not private, they're a suite. They share it with the, in this dorm at least, they share it with the adjoining room.
Okay, and this brings us to our next lesson. The room in here.
Yes?
Yeah. Toilet. Shower.
Oh,
and...
You have a
Privy.
A reflective surface.
Yeah, that doesn't look like you.
By the glimmers of the Fae! Who do I
Pretty
appear
much,
as?
yeah. You appear as the guy that was picked up by the Fae last. And dropped off in his place.
And he won't be returning.
I don't think he'll be back for a while. I don't think he'll mind you using his stuff.
And I'm supposed to live in his mess?
Well, you can clean it up if you want.
And
That probably wouldn't be such a bad idea.
His clothing?
Well, you can get. Well, you probably have some money. You can probably get new. You could probably get new clothing that suits you.
I'm not sure if I still have any money.
Well, I don't know if he has any money either, which is going to make getting into his bank account fun.
You had a bunch of coins in your pouch that were given to you by the Fae for various payment over the years.
Mm-hmm.
You can always
So these
check.
are precious metals and old coins?
Well, they were when you put them in there. You can pull them out and check.
I'll look later.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, bathroom. I don't think we need to run down the details I don't think we need to run down those details in character.
I look around looking at various things.
Mm-hmm.
I notice the sink below the mirror.
Yeah.
And I see you have a
H is for hot, C is for cold.
hot
And I turn on the taps.
Ah!
Now, you've heard tell that the Romans had something like this.
The pipes aren't lead, though, so there's that.
Oh, you have a upstairs Roman bath. I see.
Well, yeah.
So, you help
Such
him.
contrast of wealth and poverty and smells.
Well, it's not so much wealth and poverty. As time has gone on, different features of what would have been once royal households have become common to the point that practically everybody has them.
Okay.
A little later, I'll introduce you to the refrigerator.
Oh, dear.
And what is that strange thing protruding from the floor?
That would be the toilet. Let me tell you all about that.
Just say privy.
Yeah, privy.
You understand what a privy is.
And when you've done your business, you push down this handle here.
And you see it flush away.
Turn the seashells.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, you can bring water in and send water out at will.
Okay, you help him get settled, and
Yeah.
just about while you're helping him show everything out, or figure everything out, it's been a while, and it's been an unexpected headache trying to get him settled in.
Now, hang on. Expected headache or expected headache?
Not headache.
Right.
But just, trying to get someone culturally acclimated who's been gone for this long. Now, anytime
Yeah.
you get too close to him, you get a little bit of the twinge.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Anyway, while you're showing him around, and you come back out of the bathroom after you get him settled on that, and show him the
I
bed.
do not get him settled on that personally.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Explained what everything is. You come back out and
Including the shower, the bath, and soap.
definitely
That's what's behind the curtain. I
Yes.
see.
and you get Hicks comes down the hall, and Hicks, you see that the door to Catnip's room is open.
No, I take a look at once. I'm expecting John.
Yep, you see John, and you also see Catnip, except he's dressed like he just came from the Renaissance Fair.
Okay.
I looked at John and said, "So are these actually servants' quarters?"
No, these are students' rooms.
But why are they stacked like this?
Catnip. How come you are here?
No, Catnip 2.0.
What is catnip?
Catnip was the nickname of the guy you're replacing.
Okay, this is not Catnip. Who is this?
No, like I said, it's Catnip 2.0.
Catnip's son from the future?
No. You have
I'm
got
sorry,
that
every
backwards.
time you say stuff like that, I can't help but laugh.
No, fellow, I am Charles. I am from roughly 500 years ago.
Okay, hi. Hi, Charles. Hello, Charles. Okay.
No, don't panic.
No,
Due to something to do with
I think he's
magical
the last. I think he's the last graduate of the Fey elective magic program.
Okay, I see. I understand.
Good news also, his trunk no longer contains a fairy ring.
Okay.
Have
There's
you actually seen
something. Oh, wait a minute. There's something important that's happened over at the biology lab. A rat escaped, and it was
Okay.
not just any rat. It should have been dead.
It was a
but
rat lobster. No.
a rat, and it suddenly came alive, but it should have been dead, and it ran away, and its eyes were flashing blue. So I think this is something, again, some outerworldly stuff that's
Can I
happening.
roll
Great.
for bardic knowledge?
What was that?
Can I roll for bardic knowledge?
Yeah. If you want.
For what the rats are doing with glowing eyes. Is that 2 or 4?
You're rolling on 4.
It's your big one.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Sorry, Rocco.
11, 12, 13, 14.
You have no idea unless it was some sort of spirit animal.
From what I can tell, it may be some sort of spirit animal.
Yeah, wouldn't rat's eyes normally be red?
These particular rats were not your white lab rats. They were mixed colors.
Yeah, I think there
so
should
they
be
were
black
brown.
eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. So blue is still blue is unlikely.
Yeah, blue is in any case blue is not
And they
normal.
were kind of a glowy blue.
Yeah, and they were glowing and alight with a blue light. So and what's more, Professor Lebenstone is nervous about this. Yeah, Professor Lebenstone told me not to tell anyone about it, so I'm telling only you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think you had to. The displeasure of the Queen was acting up in the biology building.
Mm-hmm.
You remember where the Queen thumped me?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been acting funny.
Okay, but I don't see anything, right?
No.
No.
Nope,
Okay.
there's no red mark, no bee sting, no nothing.
Except maybe where I've been scratching at it.
Yeah. There's a bit of a pressure mark where he's been rubbing at it and whatnot. But
okay, this must be some penalty for
just
being...
because I nearly ran her over with the backhoe. I mean, really.
Yeah.
it does tend to piss people off.
She was trampled by a hoe?
So many ways I could run with that.
Okay. So
and I saw...
That would make the Fae frightfully angry.
Oh, King was laughing his ass off.
Yes, he was sporting.
Yeah.
Yet more often amused, but when you do anger them, which is at the strangest things, they can react. They can just react. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not sure what to do about that.
I'm not sure what we. I'm sure we need to sort this out with the fairy courts. How maybe make our apologies or something. Maybe they.
I think part of the bargain was that they would keep to the Meteor Park. So, wouldn't this be something else then? Which means, oh damn, it's something else.
Yeah.
Well, you could always go back and check when no one else is around and get a better look at that storage thing, the aquarium.
Yeah. I saw something there that I want to check out in the library. There was some kind of aquarium, and it had something written on it. E. coli K12. I would like to check out what this means.
You forgot the most important word right above that. Specimen.
Yeah. Specimen, right? Yes, and on top of it there was specimen. So I think this should have something to do with the rat.
Okay, cafeteria trip is canceled. Our next stop is the library.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna love this. If you can keep up. Yeah.
Actually, surprisingly, he doesn't have any trouble keeping up with you. He seems to be very, very flexible and mildly athletic. So all three of you are actually make good time down to the library.
I'm athletic?
From the Jester. A lot of their comedy was physical. So
running in my bard garb, strumming on the instrument behind the bicycle.
Drive-by barding.
Wait, before we start, maybe you should wear something less conspicuous. Try some of Catnip's stuff to wear.
I'm not sure if you meant to say conspicuous or suspicious. The portmanteau works beautifully.
I meant something that doesn't stand out so much.
Well, I guess there's a few things on the floor I can see that are more
Well,
plain.
check the dresser over here.
But why should I not be visible?
Well,
Better to be seen?
Okay, there's there's being visible, and then there's sticking out like a sore thumb. We're trying to avoid the latter. Let's see.
I've never caused anyone's eyes any soreness.
Well, the library trip's going to be delayed slightly while we do things.
You manage. Charles, give me a roll on fish out of water.
Welcome to the world of zippers. Woo!
11.
You're only rolling one die for fish out of water.
2.
Okay. You're a little bewildered by everything they're throwing at you. Descriptions of everything. So they shove a bunch of a shirt and a pair of pants into your hand.
Why would they possibly have something with metal teeth so close to the crotch?
They throw this stuff at you, throw you into the bathroom, and close the door. And you're just so bewildered, you go ahead and change. And you all head off down to the library, all three of you. And
I hand bath a bit in the sink.
Okay. Like I said,
I
I'll
walk out. These clothes are not comfortable.
We can work on getting you better ones.
Mm-hmm.
The shirt is fine, but
think of these as loaners.
Yes.
Yeah, they're a pair of skinny jeans.
where does this fellow put his parts? I suppose I can fit half down one leg and the other half down the other.
That's the look on John's face. Okay. Well, the two of you have no trouble walking quickly down to the library. Charles, you're kind of shuffling and trying to get straightened out, but
Adjusting.
for the most part,
every
they
few
fit well
steps.
enough.
How is this less conspicuous than what I was wearing?
Yes.
You see people wearing less than you're wearing now. Like her, and him. Oh dear. You all three get to the library. And you walk in. You don't see Jane, but
well, we start rifling books. She'll pop up, I'm sure.
Oh,
Okay.
don't you dare.
Okay, so let's see. The topics we're looking for: E. coli, reanimation myths, and let's see. Topics. What are we looking for? Let's see. We got E. coli, reanimation myths. What else?
For you, we are looking for fairy punishments and stopping.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
that's
do I
probably
see this wonderful ragtag band of book rufflers?
Yep. Well, you see Hicks and John, and that looks like Catnip, but he's walking a little straighter, and it looks like him.
And Catnip was gone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I assume that once again there's mischief to be managed, and I go over and attempt to figure out what on earth they're doing, because they're not going to know what they're looking for. As always.
No, I think we just sorted out what we're looking. I think we just sorted out what we're looking for. The trick is finding it. Ready? Go. And at that, he runs off.
Okay.
Do I want to know why you guys are here again?
Yes, you want. I'll fill you in, and I tell her about the specimen E. coli, but and to keep it down in secret.
Okay.
Coli.
you tell her about the specimen, the running thing, and yeah, when he mentions it's Dr.
Livingstone.
Livingstone, it kind of comes back to you that yeah, he knew your name and looked like he remembered you.
Yeah.
Whatever happens to you?
So yeah. You think that would have been creepy enough that I would have like written it down somewhere before, but okay.
Yeah, but honestly,
all right. So I know
noticed.
what he's been ordering. Did he have any other subscriptions or?
No, it's all biological.
Okay. I mean, I know what kind of subscriptions he has. Is there anything weird?
No.
The bi-monthly bucket of rats. The Frog of the Month Club.
I don't think he orders those through the library.
No.
Yeah.
Why have I been brought with you to hunt rats?
Oops.
Okay, so that's not catnip. Who is it?
Oh, this is some kind of stand-in from the past.
Good to meet you.
The Faeries left him here to take Catnip's place.
Well, I'm guessing that would probably be an improvement. So when/where are you from?
Roughly 15 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, 100 years ago. I'm not used
500 years ago.
That was very weird. I did not actually crash. It just booted me out.
It does that to me sometimes, too.
500.
We hates it, we do. So they're getting acclimated, and I'm already over at the card catalog and the computer conducting searches for titles.
Yeah, you've already taken off for the hills.
Okay.
Yeah.
The E. coli K12 comes up very easily. It's a standard cultivated strain used in the laboratory environment.
A cultivated strain of E. coli used in the laboratory.
Yep.
And by cultivated, you may probably mean the overbred to barely any effectiveness type
Exactly.
stuff, yes? Okay.
And I start wandering around.
Yeah, I was going to say, knowing what they're looking for now, is there anything that I'd know to pull? I'm assuming I'd know a general area.
You can
check. I've already pulled the face stuff.
You can check any articles that the doctor himself may have written.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Had he made any comments about, oh, this is the issue I've been published in, or had he made any comments about the fact that he was getting published?
Not really, but
okay, yeah, I'll do a...
He didn't go out of his way to mention...
A generic search for him, then, because we should have the...
He shows up on a few different articles for synthetic biology, specifically an article touting a new program called GenoCAD, but that's really about...
Knowing that we had an E. coli there, was there anything that popped when I searched for him and E. coli?
Not really, but I mean, E. coli... it is a standard specimen used in...
Okay, so it's like saying a carpenter has a hammer.
Exactly.
It's not going to help much.
Exactly.
And the K12, the K12 reference, does that something?
It's just the specific laboratory type strain. It's highly common.
Okay.
So it's a hammer, basically.
Basically.
Okay, so being that it's a hammer inlaid with gold and precious metals, what was the latest thing that he published, and go pull that?
Okay, you managed to pull, or you pull up an article he wrote about the success, was the Human Genome Project a failure, basically. It's more of an editorial piece than any actual scientific work. Just basically...
Does it give any hint towards what he may be working on, or the general direction he might be going with his research?
General work...
Right, now we've got animated dead rats.
You don't see anything about reanimated dead tissue or anything along those lines. All he's talking about is there seems to have been a ton of gene sequences that were actually missed in the Genome Project. And that's really his last published work.
All right. Let's see if we can't do a search, see if the glowing blue eyes and the Fae pop up any sort of matches. Do not specify rat, simply specify the blue eyes, glowing blue eyes and Fae.
You get odd references to Will-o'-the-Wisps and Jack-o'-lantern, and there's another one that I'm, just glowing lights, swamp gas. Nothing about...
Okay, glowing... Yeah,
Nothing
glowing blue eyes
blue.
just by itself is probably going to be much too general. So we have a zombie rat. Great. I guess ask everybody else, anything odd been happening that you've noticed other than this? Like, you know how we had the giggling and the mischief before? Is it just the rat, or...
Up until
Even
now,
John's already off playing.
yeah, up until now it's just a rat, but who knows what the rat can do?
Okay, John took off for the hills to go look something up. Do you know
There was one
where
other
he was
thing,
going?
remember.
Yeah, John has troubles with his with the spot where the
Okay,
Fairy
I'll talk to
Queen
you all
touched
later.
him.
All right.
So
He had to leave. He said he'll be back later. Basically, you lose him in the stacks. He wanders off in awe of all the books.
Okay,
Then he brings his next character in.
Did I know that the Fairy Queen had
Bopped
bapped
him
John?
on the head? Yeah. You saw it happen.
Yeah.
Everyone
Okay,
saw it happen.
I'm assuming that's something I probably would have tried to look up in the interim.
You
Just
can't...
to see if it's, I mean...
there's no way of knowing exactly what she did.
What she did, okay, so it's too
Yeah.
generic.
yeah, but
Okay,
somehow she must have punished him. So maybe something to counter punishments. Or so.
But he's our rat locator, because he said his head hurt when he was near the rat, right?
Okay, that's a great idea.
Not necessarily, but
No, it was actually a completely different classroom.
Yeah, but it was the same building.
Different floor.
But it was the same building, right?
Same building, yeah.
So why don't we use him as a weird thing locator and just make him walk around that building till his head hurts?
That's
And do
worth
a
a
hot
try.
and cold.
Okay.
Come here, John. Sweet.
when-
John.
When are
Good
you
boy,
going
find
to
us
do
magic. Well, I'm going to go get John and suggest this plan to him,
Okay.
we sort of run out of things to look up.
this? Okay.
what John tends to do
Well,
is...
John wants to play, truffle sniffing pig.
Yeah, John is the sort who, once he has the listings, will try to run by the shelf and pick up the book as he passes. Sometimes he has to go back.
Why am I very tempted to just wait in the middle hallway and trip him as he goes by?
You do not have snarky bitch.
I know. I
But you do have swashbuckling librarian, so if you would like to try and trick...
Yes, sure. I have 4 dice in that one, right?
Yes.
Same way I have 4 dice
right.
and Parkour
Come
Monkey.
on, lucky dice. I gotta roll high for this, right?
Or
Well,
would this be a cram thing, because these are
No,
books?
this would actually be parkour monkey because you're trying to avoid being tripped.
Okay.
So both of you roll.
Whoa!
Easier triple. Okay. Please, something good.
Not gonna
Oh,
make it.
darn it. 4, 8, 18.
24.
Don't tell me like rolled all 6s.
4/5 of a Yahtzee. Yeah.
Well, at least I would have gotten his attention.
Yeah, you stick out your foot, and he actually jumps over it with the books in his hand, does a complete flip, and lands.
Hey, hi.
Then I yell at him to John, stop a minute. Hi.
Yeah, okay.
We had a plan.
Oh?
Maybe. Your head hurt in the biology building, right?
Yeah.
And the possessed rat was in the biology building. there might be more stuff other than just the rat there, so we were thinking of using you as sort of a radar detector and taking you into the building and figuring out where your head hurts.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to give that a go, or did you find anything else in your leaping and book grabbing?
Really does. Well, I've been grabbing the books. I haven't been reading them yet. When I finally get the books checked out, I usually get someplace and...
we can pause and look through those, too.
Okay. I guess, doing it in the library. Actually, in a chair? That's creepy.
You can actually read the books in the library, too. You don't have to take them out of the library all the time.
Yes, but he likes reading on rooftops.
And trees.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, I know where to go looking for all the overdue books now.
No, I bring those back.
No books are overdue.
I usually forget what's in them about a week later, but still.
All right. Good.
Okay.
I don't have to clean the bell tower.
I guess I can take this slowly for a change. Still feels weird, though.
Did you find anything good in the books that he was looking, or?
Well, I got the titles I got the titles referenced in the catalog.
You don't have to go slow. You just need to run until your head hurts, and then pause.
Okay. What do I do when it finally explodes?
Is there anything useful in the books he's found?
Not
Hopefully,
really,
maybe?
no. Not really,
Darn
no. All you... for the Fae angle, all you can find is that, they get pissy when they're wronged. And they can be wronged over the littlest thing. Other than that, you don't get anything on that angle. It could be anything that she's done. For the biology stuff, it's pretty much everything you've been able to reference in the online catalog. Nothing really. I mean, it like I said, it is a
so
very
we know there's
common...
something fishy going on, but...
Yeah. You really need to get back in the building and check out the lab.
I need you as a study and/or dance partner.
We'll use our gynometer.
Okay.
Yes.
You guys gonna go? It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon right now.
Well, I guess we could go there now.
Yeah,
I'm on shift. Do I have someone who can cover for me?
I think I'd rather do this on an...
Okay, that's what I figured. I was more of a DAX than a front desk person.
I think I'd rather do this on an empty stomach, if you don't mind.
What is that thumping?
That thumping is my cat. One of my cats.
Okay.
Oh.
That's impressive.
Okay. So, what time do you want to go? Do you want to go now, or do you want to wait till it's dark, or?
Let's go sooner rather than later.
Let's go now until there's light out.
Let's go now and let them lock us in. So we are already inside, so we don't need to scale any buildings.
Okay.
Okay,
what's wrong with scaling buildings?
Well...
Not everyone's as good as it you are.
Yeah, you can do it in your sleep, but the rest of us... well,
I haven't done it in my sleep yet.
You should try. Maybe you're
okay.
even better then.
You guys get into the
but
building.
How would I know? Yeah.
And classes are still going on in some of the rooms.
We'll just
the head acting
be
up.
relatively quiet. I mean, we're not going any place we wouldn't be allowed normally. We just want to get a general idea.
Just wandering the halls, waiting for my head to burst open.
Yeah, you get nothing.
That's interesting too.
That's
we'll buy you some Excedrin.
Interesting.
Or a beer, however old you are.
I
could go either way. Oh heck, both.
Okay. Like I said, you don't feel anything walking all the floors, all the hallways.
Yeah, there's this caffeinated beer I like.
Huh. Okay.
But was Dr. Levenstone present when you had You had 8.
I was in a completely different class.
Okay.
Well, I think I was, wasn't I?
Yeah,
You were
but
in a
you're
different class, but he was your instructor.
Okay. No, I was taking Dr. Livingstone's class. It was up on the 3rd floor, 318.
Maybe it's him, a person.
Yeah, I think you're right. If it's the same teacher, but we're not getting anything. Does he have
What are Livingstone's
office hours?
Yeah.
He's not. Well, the the science offices are actually away from the building. They have their own little. Let me bring up the tabletop forge. If you look on the key, there's actually a science offices section.
17.
And, yeah, and it's a little building. Pretty much near between Thornley Square and Adams Circle.
Just a little south of 14.
Yep.
Next to the parking lot. You blink,
All right,
you
so you
miss
want to
it.
head over there?
Mm-hmm.
Not especially. Let's go.
Okay. Do you guys want to try to check out the room where the sample was?
Yeah, yes.
Well,
Well,
we
if there's
this
still
close to
people
it.
in the building.
Well, if there is no one
Well,
blocking...
those two classes are closed right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm going to
The
be...
doors are shut and the lights are off.
Because that's a room that we're not allowed in, right?
Well,
Because I can probably get into it without getting into much trouble, but
yeah, you
most
have.
people forget who it was.
Well,
Let's go exploring!
Yeah.
Doesn't work on backhoes, does it?
I wish.
No, well.
you guys, or you specifically, Jane, get into the room, no problem. When you swipe your card to go in, it beeps kind of slowly, like it's trying to think about it, but it lets you in. The door opens.
Good.
And you go inside, and you see the aquarium that Hicks was talking about, sitting back up against the wall.
Meanwhile, over in Building
Okay,
17, the secretary points out, well, she's using an old ID card, and Dr. Livingstone says, leave her to me. I will deal with her myself.
No.
Okay, so this aquarium that we've got, is it like a water aquarium? Is it something you keep reptiles in? Is it just an empty glass container?
It's pretty much an empty glass box. It's got a glass lid on the top that kind of fits in on the recessed lip, and doesn't appear.
Does it have any air holes?
No, but
Okay.
the lid is not a perfect fit. It looks like the lid has either
Warped
become
over
warped
time.
or there's a gap. That whatever was inside looks like it could have
Okay,
gotten.
but it doesn't look like they were keeping any sort of animal or fish or vertebrate or anything in it. It just is a glass box, and there's a gap at the top.
There's a gap at the top. It has lights mounted on the inside, and the label on the outside that says specimen.
What kind of lights are on the inside? Are they like ultraviolet lights, or are they just normal lights, or
multi-spectrum light?
Spectrum light?
And it looks like it's plugged in. There's no actual switch for the lights on it. The plug just goes straight into the wall, but the lights are out.
Okay, so ultraviolet or infrared.
It's,
they were both.
it's a multi-spectrum light, so it's pretty much sunlight.
Oh. Does the top where there's a gap, does it look like the gap was made from the inside, or just it was worn over time?
It looks like it was worn down over time. You can kind of see some streaks of something along the glass on the inside, but that's about it. Other than that, it's completely empty and clean.
Do the streaks look like anything in particular, like a paw, like
Okay.
maybe a paw print or something?
No, not a paw print. It's just a smear, basically.
Yeah.
Smear.
That's
Well, if
probably
it's E.
the better.
coli, you'd normally grow it in a medium, wouldn't you? Trying to remember
Generally.
my microbiology.
Generally, yeah.
Okay, and I don't
You-
see any medium or any sort of petri dishes in there.
Nope.
It's not working.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. Yeah.
Using my librarian knowledge, which is probably better than mine. E. coli isn't airborne, right? I
No.
mean,
No.
okay.
I think the important
So
thing is
opening it
my.
up shouldn't hurt anything because there's nothing in it, or at the very least, it shouldn't hurt anything because I can't inhale it.
Right.
Well, Face Sense isn't tingling right now, so.
You're still outside, John.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If you want to weigh them in, weigh those two in.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna go back out and get them
Okay.
because I've hit the point where I'm stumped. And explain to them the stuff that I have noticed about the box and
Okay.
what little I know about E. coli is there should have been petri dishes or something in there. So it looks like whatever was in the box has been taken out,
Maybe.
but that there was that gap. So depending on what it was, it might have just crawled out on its own.
Maybe it was just a very large
If it was
strain
sort of
E.
like
coli.
okay, at this point,
and
weird things happened.
Okay.
And he took it out occasionally to cuddle it.
Well, I was thinking maybe it was goo.
John, go ahead and give me a Cram King roll.
Cram King, 3d6. 15.
You think you can get a sample of whatever that is on the glass onto a slide, and check it out under the microscope.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if this let's see if this lab tech prep has done anything.
Go
for
biology
me.
students.
Yeah. And it's not even my major this week. Let's see. Pop open the lid, drop a swab in there, pick up a little bit, slide, lid, glass top, microscope. I think I'm doing this right.
Yep. You get it set up. Give me a roll.
Okay, on what? Cram King again?
Yep.
10.
Okay.
Not as scintillating, but
You get it all set up, and if this will cooperate,
get up here. Oh, pardon.
that's what you see in the on the slide under the microscope.
Oh dear, I need to bring in that thing, don't I?
It
Wait.
is.
What's what we see?
It's on the top of Tabletop Forge. If you scroll all the way up.
Oh, if I scroll all the way up. Okay.
Oh, there
Scrolly,
you are.
scrolly. Oh.
Scrolly.
It is.
Well, that's pleasant looking.
It is a slightly glowing blue bacteria floating in goop, basically. Now, one of the things you remember from your class when he was going off on E. coli, is that the cultivated strains generally do not form biofilms. This thing is covered in biofilm.
Mm-hmm.
So something weird is going on here. If this is a
There's
cultivated
a zombie
strain,
rat running around. Something weird is already going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Higgs, you mentioned a glowing blue eye or two.
Right.
Have a look in here. Does that color look familiar?
Yes, it does, right?
exact
that's-
same color.
So it's an exact match. This is the color of the eyes of the rat.
So
Okay,
at
so we
this
have-
point,
So we have a stomach bug out there wearing a rat meat suit.
so maybe it's time to go get that teacher who was the one developing this stuff and figure out what the heck's going wrong.
Give me a Sweats the Small Stuff roll, John.
9.
Okay. Jane, give me a Book Thief roll.
Give me. Oh, that was a 2, wasn't it? No, wait.
No,
Book
you
Thief
have
was
1.
1. Sorry, I've lost my piece of paper.
That's all right. You can get it. It's on the website
please,
now.
Please. 5.
Okay.
Cool.
It occurs to you both that there may be notes in the lab here.
There may be no what?
Notes.
Maybe notes.
Oh.
Notes.
So, check around and see if you've got any lab books.
Okay. You find a series of notebooks with the same label, Specimen K-12.
Check the most recent ones.
You pull down. The most recent entry is specimen missing, lab rat spontaneously regenerated and ran out of room.
So
Okay.
the one before
From
that,
today.
perhaps.
Uh,
Tell us about
what's
notes.
from like the day before?
We go to yesterday's.
Check the previous days. Specimens still displaying photophobic tendencies. Should be enough to keep it contained.
Ah.
Gotcha. And these are plain full spectrum light bulbs, right?
Yep.
Awesome sauce. So it doesn't like daylight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it doesn't like daylight and it's in the rat, rats are good at hiding,
Right.
but it should come out at night then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Who knows
So,
what else it's going
you
to
don't get
affect
to
when
say.
it does, though.
For the rest of us planning people who don't know what's going on. Do you want to meet after the sun goes down then? How well lit is the campus?
But pretty much every 30 feet or so there's a street light, except for in the areas where it's still wooded.
That, I guess, would be the place to look for rat.
Looking back through...
The rats are more of an urban creature,
Yeah, it would go where it finds food.
which
That
would mean
would
the
be-
cafeteria, among
Well,
other things.
we're also assuming it's still a rat. It might not still be a rat, so it wouldn't
Well,
know
there's
rat
that.
things if it isn't.
Looking back at the beginning of the notes, it looks like he spliced in to the cultivated E. coli a blue bioluminescent gene marker and a sequence that he found in his own DNA. That, according to his notes, that particular sequence does not show up in the Human Genome Project.
Wait.
Oh. Great.
Not
Wait, so he was saying... okay, so if I
okay.
understand right, he was saying the Human Genome Project was a failure because there were bits of him that he knew about that didn't show up in it.
Correct.
Okay, so we can talk to
I
him
don't know about
about
you, but
this.
my estimation of him is falling. He
Yeah.
didn't consider that he himself might be an outlier.
Well, it is. He is a
Yeah.
scientist, so he needed to find out.
Yeah, I understand. He's a scientist. He can't
His-
help it.
His notes are rather enthusiastic, especially when it comes to the initial development. Apparently, he did begin to culture it on petri dishes, but it began to produce. It did not eat the agar. It was completely unprocessed. It appeared to be self-sustaining, as far as he could tell, and it produced massive amounts of biofilm, which it should not be able to do because the cultivated strains do not have the ability to produce or expend that kind of energy to create.
So we're going to
biofilm.
have a really
Okay.
slimy rat that glows blue, and has got something of a human mutation in it. Well, at least it'll be easy to find in theory.
Yeah.
It's a rat.
It's a large, well, it's a glowing blue rat.
And glowing, but it can hide pretty much
It's slimy.
anywhere.
Not near anywhere.
We can't talk to the professor because he told me not to tell anyone.
Oops.
Oh.
Oops, yes.
Yeah, that would be a problem. Probably then our best bet would just be to shadow the teacher and see what he does to try and fix it. Since he's probably the one that has the best idea of how to catch a rat. I don't work with him.
We should find him quite easily, thanks to John, if our theory is correct.
If our theory is correct.
Yeah.
I wonder if what the thing.
So do we want to meet back here?
I'm not going to be that slow about it. I'm going to start wandering the campus, waiting for my queen sting to act up.
Right, that would be best. And
no, it wouldn't. But I'm doing it anyway.
You get a few twinges down around the amphitheater, but you think you know why that is.
Yeah. I wonder if it would get worse if I went downstairs.
You remember the sequence.
Yeah.
Except you never actually entered. Oh, actually, yeah, you did. You came up.
I came up the amphitheater entrance once, and then went back down.
Is he bringing us with him, or is this a wander off by himself?
This is a wander off by myself thing.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I figured. I'm going to go back to work then. I'll see y'all at night.
The trigger at the amphitheater is carved into the stone around the front. Is all the world's a stage. You actually press in on the O, and the door opens. You get down.
I'm not sure if I want to go. I'm not sure I want to go down there this trip, though. And I better just close the door behind me. I don't want anything else getting down there either.
Okay, no problem. Do you want to flip the lock on the inside?
Yeah, let's flip the lock on the inside.
Okay. And the door closes, and it will not open even when triggered from the outside.
Okay. I'll figure out how to unlock that one of these days. Anyway.
Well, there are at least two other entrances that you know of.
Okay, let's wander.
Okay. Other than that tingle here, you get a bit of one when you get to the edge of campus near where the park is.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I don't know why that would be.
Yeah. Walking around, you don't get anything really anywhere else on campus.
Now, let's see. Where else would there be food right near camp? The 7-Eleven. I need to make my way over that way.
Okay. You get over to the 7-Eleven.
Pass by the cafeteria on the way, just in case.
Yep. You don't pick up anything there. You get over to the 7-Eleven.
Usually don't if I can help it.
Well, if you want to pick up E. coli, that's generally the place to go. E. coli. I don't know why I keep saying Lloyd. Anyway, you get over to the 7-Eleven and...
E. coli and its sister Myrna.
Yeah. You get over to the 7-Eleven and Rick's behind the counter. He's like, dude, you would not believe the shit that happened today.
Anything to do with a zombie rat?
A rat, yeah. I didn't know it was a zombie.
Blue eyes?
That doesn't make sense. It wasn't after...
Okay, what was it after? And I'll phone it into the other two. Got a lead.
I'm not sure. It was just rummaging through everything.
Okay.
In the back room. I went back there to do some stock. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that.
And I heard a rustling. I went over to look, and there were these two blue eyes just staring at me.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I screamed and it ran off.
Okay.
I haven't seen it since, but man, it scared me.
Yeah, it should have. That rat was dead.
Whoa.
Okay, ran off from there. I think I need to go to the Ravenhurst map now.
Okay.
I mean, the Old Town menu map.
Okay.
Because it has gotten off campus, and now it's probably looking for food elsewhere. The question is, where?
And what it eats.
Ooh, there's a science fiction and fantasy museum. Daughters of the War. Yeah, well, Daughters of the War Cemetery doesn't sound very appetizing. What is Exodore?
It is an old estate house.
That doesn't sound delicious. Thomas Wright Monument doesn't sound particularly scrummy. Monument Sullivan House?
Again, another, not really a state house, but it was a house that belonged to one of the upper crust of Ravenhurst.
Adam Weishaupt did Illuminati Museum. Seriously?
Seriously, he was one of the town founders.
That makes so much more sense now.
Yeah.
How do I change pictures on the tabletop for
you can't. Let me load it on.
Okay.
Okay, this also explains the barbarian.
I actually just went ahead and downloaded the documents from Google Docs, and I have them open elsewhere on my desktop.
Oh, okay.
And that way I can
I closed everything else down when it was having problems.
There you go. I just loaded it in. Let me make it bigger. For anyone watching, if anyone is, which it doesn't look like there is, all of these are available. And it's not letting me resize.
Oh, that's okay. Just, I keep going. I have a general idea of what downtown looks like anyway.
Yeah.
Unless you changed it significantly.
No, I just added a couple streets.
Okay. No Spankies, though, huh?
No, there's another place.
Darn.
St. Gulick's Church? Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, what would a rat like on this? What do I see on this map that a rat would like? And one thing pops out at me. Well, let's see. Drafty Kilt Tavern, maybe.
But it's far off.
Yep, clear on the other side of town.
Well,
yeah, well...
What was the rat looking for in the storage room? Did it gnaw on anything? Did it go through anything? Because we know it doesn't eat food. Because he was saying in the notes that it wasn't eating it.
It was just rustling in the back room. Almost looked like it was trying to nest.
But it didn't... Oh, that's not good. Let's not make more little babies eat human rats. Huh.
So... Oh, David's back.
It's 21 Daughters of the War.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. You wandered...
On the way in, it just showed me as not being in one of my own circles.
Oh, that's fun.
I've had it G+ acting up circle-wise last day or so.
Mm-hmm.
But I may have attributed that to the 1,000+ people I now have in my gaming circle.
Oh, good gravy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That and I'm doing the account migration over to my other account.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you can walk the length and breadth of the town. You get a few twinges at some spiritual sites, some of the churches.
May need to mark those for later, but you know what really looks like a promising place for a rat? The Cabbage Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You can check there if you want. It's basically just
I don't want to know why they have a cabbage museum.
It was actually one of the staple crops for the area when they were first going. It was, strangely enough, one of the only things they could get to grow in the area.
Dare I ask if there is such a thing as a cabbage rat?
Not that you know of. But there are no actual cabbages on display.
At least.
Okay, the Cabbage Museum doesn't have any actual cabbages in it.
Well, that's sort of a letdown.
They have things that look like cabbages, but they're latex.
Well, you figured they'd at least have coleslaw or something.
No, there's no food court.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
Darn.
Yeah, it's just one of those quaint little town museums.
Okay, that's a disappointment.
Yeah, you walk around and you pretty much, other than a few twinges, you don't.
So I guess it probably wouldn't hurt though to check by the restaurants or the taverns in the area just to see if anything weird has happened.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm guessing I'm not going to know a whole lot of people that work there, but maybe some of these guys might frequent the off-campus establishments slightly more often.
Yeah, they're both familiar with the drafty kilt. It was originally founded in the early 1700s. I mean, still zeros. Before the town was even founded. It was the Kilt Tavern. Then, during the meteor impact, a meteor struck the tavern and knocked down 3 of its walls and took out the roof. Luckily, the 4th wall was left unbroken, which is good because that's where the bar was.
Mm.
But they were able to, when they rebuilt it, they just renamed it the Drafty
Kilt.
Sounds good to me.
And it's pretty much the go-to site. It's part museum, part still functioning tavern. It's owned by a guy who his family has owned it since the beginning. His name is Murdoch. His family used to go by their full name, which was McMurdoch, but round about the whole Irish immigrant stink, his family changed the name. He owns not only the tavern here, but he also owns a coffee shop near the campus called Murdoch's, which is 80s themed.
I might be.
Oh.
Oops.
And we lost him again. But as you guys,
well, you're gonna lose me in about
I know.
Probably 20 minutes. So
I'm probably not going to go too much farther today anyway, because there's about a 2-week gap between where the story goes from here.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys basically find no trace of the rat.
Okay, so but I would visit the professor the next day when we don't find anything, and ask him how his hunt for the rat is going, because I tell him that I'm worried about this.
He's like, there's no need to worry, my boy. There's everything's been taken care of. There shouldn't be any more trouble at all.
So you did find it, or?
Everything's taken care of. You don't have to worry about it.
When you say taken care of, sorry to be...
just that there's absolutely nothing to worry about. And go ahead and give me another comic book aficionado roll.
Mm-hmm. This is 10.
Yeah, that smells a little fishy. That line he's feeding you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that's a common sense roll, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there is no common sense stat.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Especially not in this game.
Yeah. So basically, yeah.
He tries to get rid of me.
Pretty much. John, are you there?
Yes. Now.
Okay. Just checking. Basically, we're about to lose Martha in a little bit here, so I'm gonna try and wrap up for today.
Okay.
Break a little early, since there's actually going to be about a bit of time passes where nothing's going to happen.
Mm.
Oops. Looks like we lost her. You find no trace of the rat.
Yeah.
And Professor Levenstone tries to get rid of me when I ask him about the rat and his progress to find it. And he says, I have nothing to worry about.
It's all taken care of.
It's all been taken care of.
Yeah, I'd worry about that.
Yeah. So we have no leads, in fact.
Well, yes, we do.
Him.
Presumably, well, we do. Dr. Levenstone himself.
Yes. And his article about the Human Genome Project, the things he thought were missing. Maybe he wrote some examples. Maybe he listed some examples that he thought were missing, and maybe they give us a clue about what he inserted into this experiment.
No, I was thinking. No, he still lives somewhere near town. We need to hang out around his house.
You're welcome to try and stalk him.
Well,
now, Professor Levenstone may well expect Higgs stalking him.
Yes.
Yes.
He will. But he will not expect a parkour monkey stalking him.
Mm-hmm. You can... let's see. You can try...
Or if it gets late the one day, he's presumably going to be in class the next.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem to change his schedule at all.
Okay. And the head doesn't act up?
Yes, it does, every time you're near him.
Every time I'm near him?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a theory that's proven.
Yeah.
So...
like I need more excuse to switch my labs around. Yeah.
So this means either he is carrying some magical stuff, or he himself is...
What color are Professor Levenstone's eyes?
Brown.
Oh. Okay, and I'm trying to figure out how to tell him that something in my head is reacting to a genetic marker.
The marker that he put in was the blue bioluminescence. You've been reacting to all kinds of things that are not glowing in blue.
Yeah.
You guys can... or you can try and do some more cramming research on the notes. Did you keep the notes, or did you leave them there?
We'd have to leave them there, but if there's a copying machine nearby...
Hold on. Yeah, Jane had no problem sneaking those out and getting them copied and sneaking them back.
Okay. Well, we have something with more keywords to look at.
Yep. Oh, you're back. Kind of.
Give her a moment.
Hello,
So-
Martha.
Sorry, it crashed and burned, and I had to find the link back after I closed out of Chrome.
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. I actually wasn't expecting you back since you were kind of getting ready to go anyway.
It's 12 minutes. I want my 12 minutes.
Basically, we've established that you managed to sneak the lab notes out, get them copied, and then put them back without Dr. Levenstone being any the wiser.
I'm awesome like that.
Yes.
Which is kind of important because we have stuff to look up.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Basically,
I discovered from his lab hours that my head does react to him.
Oh, great. Good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, not great.
Well, we have a
I
tonometer.
still have to take. but I still have to take lab classes with him.
Oh, lots of Excedrin.
Basically, looking at the genes that he spliced in and doing some research, and it's going to take you a while because this is some pretty heavy stuff. Meanwhile, he goes about his normal routine. In fact, stops in every couple days to pick up some more magazines. Still calls you by name.
So creepy, but at least I know how he can do that now.
Still runs all his classes okay, other than John sitting in the back holding his head. Nothing seems out of the ordinary at all. But going over the research, it seems that the particular genes that he spliced in had something to do with metabolic processing. But they were the reason he spliced them in was to try and see what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I said, he is a very not painfully skinny, but he's skinny and very energetic, almost manic in the way he teaches and his enthusiasm about things.
Mm-hmm.
So he has an aggressive metabolism.
That would be a safe guess.
Except that the stuff that he made didn't need to eat, apparently, in order to reproduce and grow.
Well,
which is what's concerning me about the rat.
It didn't need to. Apparently, it didn't need to eat. What was actually happening was probably consuming something else.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what else there was to use, though.
Well,
Although it wasn't an airtight container, so it could have been taking something else out of the air.
Yeah, water.
Nitrogen.
I remember something about a medieval scientist who was. Well, I say scientist. I kind of the word doesn't quite fit, but he was trying to determine what plants ate because all you did was water them, and you didn't actually give them any food.
Well, except that this one was light sensitive. It didn't like the broad spectrum light, so I'd assume it wasn't some sort of a photosynthesis. He was also keeping it in a closet, so.
He was also keeping it under a light.
No, but he was using the light to
stop
contain
it.
He said.
Yes, to contain it.
Yeah, the notes were very specific in that they said that the specimen is highly photophobic, it basically overgrew the petri dishes, and so he stuck it in the aquarium, and
The way he sings about it, I still think he took it out once in a while to cuddle it.
Oh, speaking of the light, though, can I use my gadgeteering to either find us or make us some full-spectrum flashlights?
You can pick one up from Lowe's.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know if they existed or not, but
Yeah.
let's arm
full-
ourselves with something it doesn't like.
Yeah, that's no problem at all.
Awesome sauce.
Go ahead and give me a gadgeteering roll, though.
Okay, that's was that a 3 or a 2?
Gadgeteering
Probably
is a 2.
Okay, cool. Jeez, no whammy, no whammy.
I think everyone here took the 4 3
I
2
got
1 plan.
a 7. Oh well.
Okay. That's good enough. In looking over the aquarium, you notice that the lights and the socket are fine. It looks like and the plug are fine. It looks like the outlet blew.
Oh. Okay, well that means there wasn't anything wrong with the cage itself. I'd assumed that somehow the thing had corroded it or eaten through it or something.
Nope.
Okay, good. Then make sure they're nice, powerful flashlights and hand them out at some point.
The lights went out in Georgia.
Yep. And then the slime mold ate the rat.
See? Tangentially.
Tangentially.
Yes.
One of them there was.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. It takes you about a week or so to do all the research on the particular
The slime mold went down to
allele.
Georgia. It was looking for a rat to steal.
Pennsylvania.
Mm.
That's
going to make scanning harder.
The particular allele seems to have had something to do with metabolism. It's attached to, or it's related to other alleles that code for a metabolic function, but he really had no idea what this particular allele did. So that
and
was...
he calls himself a scientist. Excuse me for a moment.
No problem. So yeah, about a week passes. Every time he comes back in to check, he checks to make sure you're still on for your date.
Well, keep him going, because at this point I definitely want to know what he's doing and where he's going and everything that's interesting to him. I've become a very good listener.
Okay. Everyone around everyone starts noticing the signs going up on the bulletin boards around campus for the annual Halloween karaoke night at the Drafty Kilt. There's a costume contest involved and all this fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For students, there's a reduced cover charge.
Yeah, sounds like a place to go. And take Charles with us. he can dress up as a bard.
He'll probably win for most authentic.
You guys have trouble tracking him down after you lost him in the library. You're sure he'll turn back up, though.
Yeah, he hasn't so many places to go. He just has this room, of Catnip's room.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
where else should he turn up? We will find him.
Yep.
Yeah, keep an eye out for him, but unless we have anything important, we don't really need to go hunting him down either. Just let him adjust, poor thing.
Mm-hmm.
That may take a while.
Yeah.
So, and that means 2 weeks long. We hear nothing about the rat.
Yep. You hear nothing about the rat or any signs of it.
And nothing else weird goes on?
With this campus, yeah, there are some